Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's part 2 of recommissioning after the winter layup. There's quite a few things to show you, so let's get on and see what we're going to do. Just checking over my detachable tow bar before I refit it to the vehicle and see what condition. The ball is a little tarnished, so that could do with a bit of a spruce up with some very fine wet and dry paper. Remember, if you're using an Alco hitch, one with a stabilizer, then this needs to be clean. If you haven't got a hitch stabilizer, then it needs to be greased. So we'll get on with that. There we are, much cleaner in the ball department, as they say. Wet and dry, wiped off, and now I'm just going to give it a clean with some lighter fluid, but some brake cleaner, something of that nature will do, just to give it a clean over, make sure there's no contaminants still on the ball, and just polish it dry. Give the locking mechanism a little squirt of some WD-40 silicone spray, just to keep it running sweetly. And remember that this lock locks this against theft. It doesn't secure it to the vehicle for towing. That's all this gubbins here. And check with your own tow ball manufacturer to see whether this is a lubricated item or not. And there we go, and that's ready to go back on the car. Well, here we are, it's that time again. The sun is out and the cover is coming off. Just have a quick walk round to make sure that everything's okay. Looks like Protect Covers has done us another great job over the winter. There we are, look at that. And even my repair has held up. There we go. So let's get them off, as they say. There we go, all lovely and clean. I do love it when the cover comes off and it's sparkling underneath. There's a little bit of condensation on the windows, but the sun's been on it all day today. It's been quite warm, so that's probably that. So we've got the vents open, the door, get some air circulating round. But yeah, everything seems fine, great. So that's the battery refitted, fully charged battery refitted. And times like this I have a little pad just to make a few notes. This wants a good clean, as you can see here, and on the locker doors a bit mucky down there. So just to remind me that that's a little job that wants doing, because that's a little bit below standard for me. Right, battery's back on, as we said there. Just check now and see whether everything's hunky-dory. And yeah, it's lit up and it's showing 12.9. So we'll try the awning light. Little swip outside. And yeah, looks like we're good to go. First thing first, we'll check the tyre pressures. They should be 38, so let's have a quick look at what we've got here. Down to 33.5, so we've lost a little bit of pressure over the winter, which is not surprising. I'm sure the others are going to be similar. Let's have a look at this one. Whoops. 33, so we are down a bit, so we'll get the pump out and get them back up to pressure. That's our current reading, so we'll switch it on. I've set the pressures to 39 because I know it reads a little bit out. 28. Nearly there. 39, that'll do us. So we'll just check it with the more accurate gauge. 38.5. So we can just, there we go. Bang on, 38, brilliant. Just do the others now. So that's all 4 tyres checked now, and they're all at the correct pressure. And as you can see, the Nemesis lock was blocking the valve, and because we greased it with the silicone spray, WD-40 silicone spray, when we put it away, come on and off, really sweet, no problems at all. If the Caravan has been out of use for a long period of time, such as over the winter layoff, I thoroughly recommend that you check your tyres, and I would take each wheel off in turn and give the tyre a thorough examination. For removing your wheel nuts, treat yourself to a spider. You can get it from motor accessory shops, Halfords, places like that. You'd only buy it once, it'll last you a lifetime and give you good service. You'll be able to remove any stubborn nuts. And we're going to start with this wheel first. The handbrake is on and the opposite wheel on the other side of the van is chocked, and we're going to use the spider to loosen the wheel nuts while the weight of the vehicle is on the ground. The wheel's now clear of the ground, so we'll spin the nuts off and take the wheel off and examine it. If you've got a single axle Caravan and you're going to take the wheel away to examine the tyre, I'd suggest that using 2 bolts in a diagonal you fit your spur, just in case anything happens to your jack. Now we've removed the wheel, check your rim to ensure that there's no damage on the inside that you've not previously been able to see. And this tyre is a bit muddy, so I'm going to give it a clean off, and then we'll examine the sidewalls and the tread. No ladybirds were harmed in the making of this video. So first of all, we'll examine the tyre wall. I've gone round myself. I'm just doing it quickly for the purpose of the film. Just go round and make sure there's no cuts, bulges, tears, cracks. All that would render the tyre unusable and in fact illegal. The law relating to tyres on your Caravan is the same as for your car. And conduct a thorough check of the tread block. Make sure there's no nails, screws, bits of metal. Got a few stones stuck in here, but nothing too much to worry about. Check your valve too. Give it a little bit of a pull side to side. Make sure it doesn't show any cracks. They're all perfect. And this tyre is good to go. Now if you're wondering how to age your tyres, that mark there, 0316, means that this tyre was manufactured in March 2016. It's recommended that you change your tyres from between 5 and certainly no later than 7 years. Refit your wheel bolts in this case, and just put them in quite loose at this stage. When you're threading them, you just need your fingertips to turn them through. Anything more, you may be cross threading it, so stop and start again. This one is the locking wheel nut, that's why it's protruding so far. So now what we'll do is I'll do this one up first, followed by this one, and go in a diagonal pattern across. That makes sure that the wheels pull squarely against the face. That's all the bolts nipped up, and what we'll do now is drop the wheel back onto the ground and remove the jack, and then we'll tighten them up to the correct torque. In order to do your wheel bolts up to the correct tightness, torque, you'll need one of these, a torque wrench. Buy a decent one and it'll do you for the rest of your life. Now this is why I like doing checks such as the one we've done. I've come to torque up the wheel bolts, and I've found that my 19mm socket has split. So the last time I've used it, I hadn't noticed that it had gone. It must have gone right at the end. But now, being at the side of the road or the motorway or something like that, and finding that is not a good thing. So what I'll do is I'll just nip them up with the spider, not going silly with it, just make sure that it feels tight. And then I need to get myself a new socket and check all my torque settings. There we are, that's a few more jobs completed towards us getting back on the road. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and comment and subscribe. It all helps the channel. And thanks for coming along, and we'll see you in the next one.